this video tutorial we're going to see how to use a compound object called Loft. Right now Loft's grayed out because we don't have anything drawn to select to Loft, but we'll see how to do that in the next step. I'm going to start out by drawing a shape, and I'm going to draw a small circle. Next I'm going to click on my viewports option so I can see all of the viewports, and I'm going to work in the front viewport or the left viewport. I'm going to do the front viewport because in the front viewport I can see the edge of my circle. Okay, in the top viewport I can see the actual shape of the circle, but I just want to draw a line that's parallel with the edge. So I'm going to work in the front or the left viewport. I'm going to come in and draw a line, and I'm going to make it a smooth line. So we'll come in and draw something that looks kind of curvy. The exact dimensions and the shape isn't that critical for this demonstration. And in this case I'm just going to right click and end the line. I'm not going to close the spline. So what I'm hoping to do is have this curve, or not the curve, the circle. I'm hoping to have this circle loft along this curve that I've drawn with the line command. So I'm going back to my geometry tab and choose compound objects, and I'm going to click first on the curved line, and now the loft option becomes available. So I'm going to click on Loft, and then I'm going to choose under the creation method rollout, so roll it out if it's not already done so, and then choose the get shape. And now when I click on the circle, we have a nice little loft, and the loft is controlled by two items. The curve of the loft is controlled by that spline, that curved line that I drew, and then the diameter of the loft is controlled by the diameter of the circle. Alright, so to review, I first started out by drawing a shape. I drew a circle, and in this case I'm going to draw it in the top view. Then I came in and drew a line in an adjacent view, either the front or the left. We're doing the left view this time. And then I'm coming in and drawing the line that will define the loft, the path of the loft. And I'm going to hit right click to end the line. Then I went to the geometry tab, chose compound objects, and with my line selected I hit Loft, and I clicked on get shape, and I chose the circle that I wanted to loft. Notice now how in the 3D view they're going in different directions, partly because I lofted, or I actually drew the line parallel, the first line parallel in the front view, and then in the second loft I drew the line I wanted to use as the loft in the left side view. Now let's try a loft using the helix shape. But first I'm going to draw a circle, and then I'm going to create the helix. If you haven't played around with the helix before, it's like a spring command. It draws the outline of the spring, and we can control, of course, the radius. I'm going to round my radii off to an even number, and we can control the height, and then we can also control the turns. Right now there's only one turn in this helix. Let's try giving it 10 turns and see what it does. Okay, we might need to make it a little higher, so I'm going to change my height this time to maybe 75. The space between, because what we're going to do, we're going to loft this. We're going to loft this circle. So the space between the circles of the helix, the arcs of the helix, needs to be greater than the diameter of the circle that we want to loft. That's very important. Alright, so I'm going to go back to my geometry tab, choose a compound object, and we're going to use the loft again. Remember, I'm picking the helix first, and then I'm going to choose the get shape and then click on my circle, and there we have a nice little loft. Let's undo that a second. That loft looks a little thick. What I might do is come back and adjust the diameter or the radius of my circle. Let's make it a little bit smaller, maybe 1.5. And now, when we loft this, actually I need to choose my helix first, then choose the loft command, get shape, click on the little circle, and there we have a nice looking spring that is spaced a good bit apart that makes it visually attractive.